If you knew, hey, returning viewers, I love you so much. First things first, it's time to get into Ice Spice. People are saying Ice Spice has not dropped music in 6 months. Okay. They said, what is her team doing? Now, if you ask me how I feel about this, I feel like thank God. Okay, thank God. Now, on a serious note, though, a lot of people miss Ice Spice because they miss when she was on her reign. They miss when she was on top. They miss when she was popping. They miss when she was a girl who was getting them hits in. They miss when she was just doing her big one. And I have a few things to say about that. Okay, Ice Spice doing her big one, she was winning because drill was already a thing. Drill was kind of taking off, right? And drill music, low-key, didn't really have a female counterpart to that genre. So Ice Spice took the drill sound and, ran it to the ground until it wasn't really a thing anymore. And then it's like she didn't have a plan on how to, market herself and push herself and rebrand herself outside of being a drill artist back in 2023. Drill isn't as popular. Well, it's not. No, it's not. It was kind of a trend. And every person knows you never want to attach yourself to a trend for too long because when you don't know how to outlive a trend, you're going to die with the trend. Ice Spice's brand didn't go past the drill music. So that's why she isn't dropping us consistently. She isn't really, on our iPhone screens going viral no more, except for Big Guy. Big Guy did go viral. Her song for the SpongeBob movie, that went viral. But, she was a drill girl. She was a drill trendy girl. And underneath that wasn't really much. Her personality is boring. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't much with her in terms of, who she is as a person. She's just a pretty girl with a nice body who makes songs about being young and lit and twerking. That's not enough to carry out a full career. That's cute for the moment, but we seen what happened when Y2K the album came out, y'all. So yeah, it's been 6 months, but it's because she doesn't know what to say anymore. She doesn't know what to say anymore, and Ice Spice has kind of entered that Latto range where they're just like influencer, pretty, and known, like Olandria, just known for being known for being pretty, like sweet. It just gets to that point. Dang Jay, despite dissing Nicki Minaj, Drake, Tory Lanez, Dame Dash, Ashino, and more, not a single Jay-Z song has made it into the global Apple Music Top 200 or the USA Apple Music Top 200. Wow, isn't that crazy? So you did all that dissing, all that, blabbing out the mouth, just for none of your actual music to start the chart. You know what I'm saying? You did this, because let's be real, y'all. Let's be real. This was a PR stunt. This was a moment for him to try to, do a little moment. He was trying to gag. He was trying to do a little, 1, 2, 3. But no shade, it didn't translate to anything, okay? But just Twitter topics and Twitter headlines, okay? But do you all feel like Jay-Z genuinely is upset at these people? Or is he just trying to stir up some beef because he wants his name in the blogs? No, I feel like Jay-Z really is upset. That Drake line, Drake is surpassing his entire career, the Nicki Minaj stuff, all of that, okay, has contributed to Jay-Z's mental health, okay? So he definitely is trying to take it out on them. But listen, if you take pride in being number one, if you take pride in owning and being like the person who gatekeeps, and when people slowly are attacking you or calling you out or making you look less than what you would portray yourself to be, it gets you upset. Especially if you're a narcissist like Jay-Z. Jay-Z is a narc. In my opinion, he's a narc. So if you are a person and you are just so caught up in yourself and people start revealing your true colors and exposing you, it makes you upset. You go mad. You go crazy. And Jay-Z, he only feels like he's valuable if he's over somebody and gatekeeper or dominating and number one. And it's kind of sad to see that, But it shows you just how weak of a man he is. A real strong man, a real powerhouse boss, don't have to consistently, be trying to attack Young Money, Drake, Nicki. When let's be real, they have valid reasons for it. Drake, I think Jay-Z is behind the whole Kendrick stuff, allegedly. Let's be real. Allegedly, I said allegedly. So let's be real. It's just a lie. It's a whole lot of tea. But Drake, I want you to send a shot to Jay-Z again. I want Drake to diss Jay-Z again. I want Nicki Minaj to drop a song called Lace Front. You know how she did Bigfoot? Do a song called Lace Front. And drop it on a random Thursday night. Gag everybody. Moving on to Latto. Okay, social media users are saying that they start to feel bad for her. They're starting to feel bad for Latto. They say Latto's career is low-key sad to me. Nothing she does ever sticks. Like pregnancy announcement, having a baby, and an album rollout, all should have been enough to keep some heavy buzz around her. And it didn't. Like collectively, nobody gives a F. Oh my gosh. This was posted by Astro Girl on Twitter. Now, me personally, do I agree with Astro Girl? I do agree with her. But do I feel sad about it? No, I don't. Okay? Those things work in unison with genuine business tactics. Those things work in unison with genuine mastermind plan. You can't just rely on one thing to be the catalyst as to why something works. You have to, have a great moment that you're going to, use. Like, okay, should be pregnant. Okay, cool, I'm pregnant, right? How can you make people have to find out that you're pregnant through the music? You know what I'm saying? You should have dropped the album first, alluded to the pregnancy in the music, then people would have been streaming your album overall, front back to try to get hints as to what's going on. And then you drop the pregnancy photos. And then you drop the pregnancy stuff. And then maybe you can even change the album cover to the real cover of Big Mama pregnant, you know what I'm saying, once the music comes out. Like 2 weeks down the line. Like, she didn't play her cards right. You gave away too much too soon, Latto, to where, Latto doesn't know how to leave room for mystery or mystique. She talks too much, she gives too much, and she doesn't understand the game. You have to be savvy and you have to be very, very, very calculated. Latto's not calculated. She's just not, and it's just never been her skill. She's never been a calculated person in this industry, and that's her downfall, and that's why none of her stuff sells. Because people who win aren't the best at what they do, but they know how to manipulate the game. Latto's not really smart at that. You know what I'm saying? When you want to have a pregnancy rollout, you have to make sure that you're not just making it about being pregnant. You know, you're pregnant and what? You're pregnant and you're trying to what? You're pregnant and, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's okay. Latto, I don't feel bad for her at all because this has kind of just been her career all along. She never really was a person who had that grip hold tight on the industry like that. She never had the industry in her hands. She never has. She's never been a person who, you know, we look at and we just are so admire how she moves. No, she just follows a formula of being a female rapper, and that's just that. She follows a little blueprint that Cardi B does and what Carisha, City Girls have done, you know, and she just follows in that footsteps. She doesn't have her own twang. As you all know, Ariana Grande is in her comeback era. She has dropped a new song called Hate That I Made You Love Me, and it's on her new album called Petal, and the video has came out today. I watched it. It was given very much strange. Like, the video just felt very strange to me. I don't know why, but, like, I was like, girl, what the fuck is going on? I was like, it just feels awkward, you know, but it's a really good video in terms of the concept and the visuals, but I am getting tired of, like, the vintage 50s, 60s, 70s vibe in all these videos. Okay, I'm tired of that. But anyway, people are trying to go on her and clown her. They said that her, you know, bad girl aesthetic, her, like, very feminine look, her very, you know what I'm saying, like, yes, hot girl vibe is going away. Like, they say she's given very much, like, you know, she went from metal to cardboard. She went from Bugatti to Honda. Honda's still reliable, though, no shade, so don't shade her. She went from mansion to townhouse. They just confused us to what happened to her aura. You know what I'm saying? Now, I think, honestly, she's just getting older. And all that crazy caked up makeup and crazy caked up, you know, hair routine, you don't care about that stuff anymore. You know, she was like, what, 26, 27 in the other picture. Now she's like 33. She don't care about that stuff no more. Does she look ugly? No. Does she look skinny? Yes. But no shade, but the more you do inner work on yourself, the less you care about how you look on the outside. The more you do actual healing, the less you give a fuck about if you look like a baddie or not. Like, you know, you don't care about that once you really go to therapy and do real work and heal, genuinely heal. You don't care about wearing that stuff no more. Trust me, I know. I mean, I'ma still look fly, but I ain't gonna go outside, but you don't really care as much as you used to. You know what I'm saying? But the video wasn't bad. It was just creepy because it felt like she was like in a trance. Like she was stuck in a trance the entire video. And I was like, sis, you good, boo? But no, I do love the song. The song is grown. Well, I don't love the song, but the song is nice now because the video came out and it grew on me a bit. But the song is mid. It's very mid. It's very safe. It's very, you know, it's just like, you know, it's like, Moving on to Megan Thee Stallion. So Megan Thee Stallion's song Motion Party Remix by Meg, it is doing pretty great on streaming platforms. Yes. She has got a whopping total of 159,000 streams in 3 days. Okay. Obviously, I was being dramatic. She got over 37,000 streams yesterday on streaming. Sis, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Okay, Jay-Z worried about all the wrong things when his artists are flopping like a fish out of water. Okay? The Atlantic Ocean. Not even the Pacific, baby. Now, to be Pacific, I do think that Megan Thee Stallion needs to stop rapping. But she's going to continue to milk the cow until the cow can't even walk no more. And that's fine. That's great. But, you know, I think that when you start to realize that you don't have it anymore, it's not that you need to, like, quit forever. You know, Doja Cat, she's not quitting forever. She's taking a long break. And the reason why I say quit is because it's just me being funny, but she needs to have a long time off to re-get that skill. But also, this song didn't even need a remix. Motion Party, if you know this song, it's not even the type of song that needs to be remixed. It's not even that serious. It samples My Neck, My Back, I think, you know? Yeah, the song samples My Neck, My Back. So it already has enough heavy lifting to do when it comes to the song. Like, you don't need Megan on that. You know, she has enough songs that mention her neck and her back and her face and her left boob. You know, like, we good, sis. But let's talk, let's chat. If you enjoyed the Motion Party remix, let's get into it down below in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? Don't be stingy with your opinion. I want to hear what you got to say. Moving on to Megan's new album that she's teasing for Act 3. She posts artists that she wants to feature on her new project that are on the list to be, you know, on the project. Anyway, she has Jay-Z, Haley Williams, Mona Leo, Cardi B, Doechii, Don Toliver, Tink, and Pimp C. People are saying don't put Don Toliver on here because he be, you know, doing stuff to girls, allegedly. Now, this list is kind of trash. You know, you don't have nobody on here that's really worth it except for maybe what? Maybe Jay-Z? I don't know. Doechii, maybe? Cardi B's not worth it. Okay, every time they do a song, it gives they trying to redo WAP. Sorry. Nope. We don't want that. But also, I think that the album culture in this day and age is kind of trash because what do you mean you're teasing the features? Like, back in the day, when you heard your favorite artist was dropping an album, you weren't obsessed with who was featured on the album because you genuinely wanted to hear your favorite artist. Like, nowadays, if the features are bad or the features don't really, you know, don't have who they want on here, like, they going crazy in the comments. Like, I mean, the features aren't anything that important. Is the music good? Is the artist good? Like, nowadays, people are making so much highlight on who's featured on the project. I don't know why this is like that now. Moving on to Normani. Happy 30th birthday to Normani. She is 30. Oh my gosh, she doesn't look a day over 25 at all. Normani looks very young. I mean, 30 is still very, very young. Let me stop playing. 30 is basically like, you're a child. Well, you're not a child, but you're not, you know, if you're 30 years old, you know what I'm talking about. But Normani, you look really, really good. But keep on doing your thing. People are saying you're 30 years old, but we don't care because you haven't got no new music. Y'all, the music from Normani, I don't know why y'all still care. You know, she's like Rihanna without the credentials. She's like Rihanna without the actual right to retire. You know, so just let it go. Let it go, okay? Also, I feel like people are kind of being weird to her, saying, oh, you're 30 now, girl. You can't, you know what I'm saying, become a pop icon no more because people who are typically pop icons, they kind of got their starts early. And she did have her start early, though. She was popping at like, what, 19, 20 years old. She went solo at 22, but she just kind of stopped doing her thing. But I think that Normani still has the skills and capability of winning. Let's not act as if she's just some like girl who just randomly got famous from one hit. No, Normani has hits, plural, including Fifth Harmony music. Okay, let's be real. But is she hardworking? Is she consistent? No, she's not. And I've always said that because I think it's like you can't just pick up and put down your audience like that. You have to be consistent with them. Even if you do miss a month or even a few years off, you still need to be consistent when you come back. You can't be gone for 4 years and come back and still be half-assing it. No, sis. Okay, but happy birthday, though. Hope you enjoyed your birthday. Hope your cake was good. Was your cake good or was that inconsistent, too? I don't know. You tell me. Moving on to Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is doing a collaboration with Toy Story. It has been announced officially. And people are clowning her because she is releasing collector's edition CDs with unique vocals and production for the new Toy Story movie. She has like 3 new collector's items. Sweetie, what's going on? They said that it really gets to a point. The capitalism has to stop, all right? I think that Taylor Swift doesn't know how to stop capitalism. Like, she doesn't know how to stop being a capitalist. It's just a part of her brand now. It's like being a Swiftie is you gotta give, you gotta tithe. You have to tithe, sweetie. And, you know, she has these things where she uses urgency as a tactic to get y'all to really buy. See, on the bottom it says available for 48 hours while supplies last. Yeah, she wants your coin. She don't care. She's gonna get your coin. She wants every dollar that you have. She wants to milk you. She wants to milk you. Very good, very slow, but fast at the same time. She's not playing. She comes to collect, okay? And you know who that is? Taylor Swift. You would think I'm talking about the damn government, Uncle Sam, but no. Okay, Taylor Swift. But I am excited for her new collaboration. I can't wait to see what it sounds like. They say it's going to be a country song. They say it's going to be a very, you know, nice song for the kids. But we're going to see what's tea. We're going to see how this goes. Ow, 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 ow. Moving on to Nicki Minaj. There's some rumors going around online. Okay, there's some rumors. What did Adele say? Rumor has it, rumor. Nicki is coming. This is not a drill. No label support, allegedly. Rumor has it that Republic Records, they are allegedly not wanting to have any parts in what's coming in this new era. She's in the kitchen cooking her response to Jay-Z, and from what I have heard, take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. She could surprise release her new single / freestyle as soon as this week, allegedly. I've heard that allegedly Nicki Minaj unfortunately has some words for Beyonce as well. It's very bad. Nicki feels way more comfortable and confident with her music again now that she has protection from the Republicans. You know, the Trump and stuff. They said no filter, no lies. The kingdom is about to fall for the Carters. The jig is up. Also, before I'm done, she allegedly has learned from her mistakes with Bigfoot. This time, she's focused on the art and music and wants to capitalize off of the situation. She's putting it in the music this time. No tweeting or ranting this time. Hopefully, from what's being told to me. Now, do I believe this person? Do I believe that they know the truth? No. Okay, no. I don't think that they know anything. Only because I just feel like, you know, all of what they're saying has already been information that people have been talking about online in terms of what they want from Nicki Minaj. So, like, you just so happen to have the tea and it's exactly what the fans are talking about. Please, okay? I think that honestly, these pages like that, they just like to get the fans riled up. You know, they like to get the fans going crazy. But, you know, they could be right. They could be right. But you just never know. So I don't want to give that too much light because if they're wrong, I'm going to be mad. Okay, but anyway, I do think that she does have a song coming, but it may be on her album. You know, she does have that Jay-Z disc ready to go, but it may be on her album. And she probably already had the Jay-Z diss track ready to go a long time ago, back last year. But, you know, we're going to see how it plays out. We're going to see how all of this plays out. And I'm ready to see how Nicki Minaj does this, okay? You know, how she going to do her move. Moving on, people have also noticed that after Jay-Z dissed Nicki Minaj, he brought out her ex Meek Mill. They said, oh my God, this is so petty. Then Barb said, I'm glad we are aware that everything Nicki Minaj said about Jay was correct. He is the reason why her documentary never came out because he was covering for the fact that Meek was abusing her and he didn't want the public to know this information, allegedly. And, you know, that, I mean, it makes sense, though. It makes sense. It does make sense. All of it makes sense. But Nicki's never wrong. She's never wrong. But she's only wrong because y'all don't like her. And her delivery can come across as not really easily digestible for the average listener. You know, I will say that. You know, when she does explain what's going on, she does it in a way where she doesn't care. And I respect it. I do. You know, everybody can't get it. Everybody can't always understand what's going on. You see what I'm saying here? But Nicki is right. She never lies. When has she ever lied? Well, never. I can't say one time she lied. Fans are saying, wait, Nicki Minaj, please don't touch Blue Ivy. She T. Just get the twins, boo. No, she don't need to get, like, no. Let's leave the kids out of this. Let's leave the kids out of this. The kids are becoming too normalized in these conversations with beefs. We got to stop it on all ends. No shade on all ends. Let's leave the kids alone. We can discuss the wives. We can discuss the girlfriends and the past activities. But the kids don't have nothing to do with this. They didn't even ask to be born. Moving on to Tinashe. Tinashe's new single, Too Easy, will be released this Friday, June 5th. So she's making her comeback era. She's in her comeback. You know, she had a few songs come out 2024, 2025, but nothing really sticked like that. I mean, No Broke Boys remix did kind of start going viral after it got a remix to it. But, you know, Tinashe's here and she has a new song coming out called Too Easy. I'm here for this new era for her. I love how she is, you can tell she's honing in on what works for her. For a long time, she was trying to do the pop girl bubblegum stuff, but that's not really her lane. Her lane is like party EDM now, you know, very hyper-produced. I mean, she been had hyper-produced music, but it's more polished now, you know, more polished. You know what I'm saying? A little gel, a little acrylic. But I'm excited for her. You know, I cannot wait to see what Tinashe does. Tinashe is very underrated in this industry, and she is that girl. She is the moment. Come on now. Moving on to Michael Jackson, The King. Billie Jean by Michael Jackson remains at number 1 on the global Spotify chart with 5.18 million streams. It has now spent 13 days at number 1. Congrats, MJ. Congrats, MJ. Yes, Beauty and the Beat is not number 1 right now, but it's okay. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? JB and M gonna go back up. Okay, so we gonna see what's T. Okay, but congrats to The King. Comment down below your opinions. I'd love to get into it down below in the comment section, and we gonna get